The Steamboat Montana, a giant of the Missouri River, Chapter 1, The Golden Age of Steamboats. In the mid-19th century, the United States was in the throes of expansion, driven by the belief in manifest destiny. The mighty Missouri River, stretching over 2,300 miles from the Rocky Mountains to the Mississippi River, became a crucial artery for this expansion. Steamboats, the technological marvels of the era, turned the Missouri River into a bustling highway, ferrying goods, passengers, and the very spirit of the frontier deep into the heart of the American wilderness. Among the many steamboats that plied the turbulent waters of the Missouri River, the Montana stood out as a true behemoth. Launched in 1879, the Montana was one of the largest and most powerful steamboats ever built to navigate the shallow and treacherous waters of the Missouri. It was a testament to the ingenuity and ambition of the era, a symbol of progress and the relentless drive to conquer the frontier. The Montana was an impressive vessel by any standard. Measuring 250 feet in length and 48 feet in width, it was a sidewheeler powered by massive steam engines that drove its enormous paddle wheels. The boat was designed to carry heavy loads of cargo and passengers, with a carrying capacity of over 600 tons. Despite its size, the Montana had a relatively shallow draft, allowing it to navigate the often unpredictable and shallow waters of the Missouri River. The Montana was built by the St. Louis and Montana Transportation Company, a company that had made its fortune transporting goods to the burgeoning towns and cities of the American West. The steamboat was intended to be the flagship of the company's fleet, a vessel that would demonstrate the power and potential of steam travel on the Missouri River. The Montana quickly became a familiar sight along the river, known for its size, speed, and reliability. Chapter 2: A Floating Palace. The Montana was more than just a cargo vessel. It was a floating palace. The steamboat was lavishly appointed, with ornate woodwork, plush furnishings, and luxurious accommodations for its passengers. The main deck featured spacious cabins with large windows that offered stunning views of the river and the surrounding landscape. The dining room was equally impressive, with fine china, silverware, and crystal glassware imported from Europe. For the wealthy travelers who could afford it, a journey on the Montana was an experience of opulence and comfort. The upper deck of the Montana was reserved for the crew and passengers who preferred a more economical fare. Even here, the accommodations were comfortable, with simple but well-made bunks and a communal dining area. The crew, made up of experienced riverboat men, worked tirelessly to ensure the smooth operation of the steamboat. The Montana was known for its efficient service and attention to detail, qualities that earned it a loyal following among both passengers and shippers. The Montana was also a social hub. The Grand Salon on the main deck was a gathering place for passengers, where they could socialize, play cards, or listen to music. The sound of a piano often filled the air, and lively conversations echoed through the halls as travelers shared stories of their adventures and aspirations. The steamboat was a microcosm of the frontier, a place where people from all walks of life came together to share in the excitement of westward expansion. Chapter 3: Navigating the Missouri. The Missouri River was one of the most challenging waterways in the United States. Its currents were strong, its waters were shallow, and its course was constantly changing. Navigating the river required skill, experience, and a deep understanding of its many hazards. The crew of the Montana was well versed in the art of river navigation, but even they faced constant challenges as they guided the massive steamboat upriver. One of the most significant dangers on the Missouri River was the presence of snags, submerged trees and logs that could tear through the hull of a steamboat and send it to the bottom in minutes. The crew of the Montana was vigilant, constantly scanning the river for signs of these hidden obstacles. They relied on their knowledge of the river, as well as the experience of the pilots who knew its twists and turns like the back of their hand. Despite the challenges, the Montana became known for its ability to navigate the Missouri River with remarkable efficiency. The steamboat made regular trips between St. Louis and Fort Benton, Montana, a journey of over 2,000 miles that took several weeks to complete. Along the way, the Montana stopped at numerous towns and settlements, delivering goods, picking up passengers, and playing a crucial role in the development of the American West. The Montana carried a wide variety of cargo, including supplies for settlers, equipment for miners, and goods for the growing number of businesses that were springing up along the river. The steamboat also transported livestock, mail, and even entire families who were moving west in search of a better life. The Montana was a lifeline for the frontier, bringing the essentials of civilization to some of the most remote and rugged parts of the country. Chapter 4. The End of an Era. The 1870s and 1880s were a period of transition for the American West. The completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in 1869 had begun to change the dynamics of transportation in the United States, and the steamboat industry was no exception. Railroads offered faster and more reliable transportation, and they could reach places that were inaccessible by river. As the railroad network expanded, the importance of steamboats on the Missouri River began to wane. The Montana continued to operate through this period of change, but the writing was on the wall. By the late 1880s, the once thriving steamboat industry on the Missouri River was in decline. The Montana made its final voyage in 1884, after which it was retired from service. The steamboat, once the pride of the St. Louis and Montana Transportation Company, was dismantled, and its parts were sold off or repurposed. The end of the Montana marked the end of an era. The steamboat had played a crucial role in the expansion of the American West, helping to open up new territories and bring the promise of prosperity to the frontier. But the advent of the railroad had changed the landscape of transportation, and the steamboat was no longer the king of the river. Chapter 5. Rediscovery and Legacy. For decades, the story of the Montana was largely forgotten, overshadowed by the rapid changes that transformed the American West. But in the 20th century, a renewed interest in the history of the Missouri River and its steamboats led to the rediscovery of the Montana. Historians, archaeologists, and enthusiasts began to delve into the past, uncovering the stories of the steamboats that had once been the lifeblood of the frontier. The remains of the Montana were eventually located on a sandbar in the Missouri River, near the town of St. Charles, Missouri. The wreck, partially buried in the sand, was a haunting reminder of the steamboat's former glory. Although much of the vessel had been lost to time, the discovery sparked a renewed interest in the history of the Montana and its place in the story of the American West. Today, the legacy of the Montana lives on in the stories and artifacts that have been preserved. The steamboat is remembered as one of the largest and most powerful vessels to navigate the Missouri River, a symbol of the ambition and determination that drove the expansion of the United States. The Montana's story is a testament to the spirit of exploration and the relentless pursuit of progress that defined the 19th century. The story of the Montana also serves as a reminder of the challenges and dangers faced by those who sought to conquer the frontier. The Missouri River, with its treacherous currents and hidden obstacles, was a formidable adversary. Yet the crew of the Montana and other steamboats like it navigated these waters with skill and determination, playing a crucial role in the development of the American West. Thanks for watching.